Hello, my name is Erin DeLuca, and I am with the Department of Public Safety, Communications, and Emergency Management, also referred to as DIPSM, here in Arlington County. This is a recorded volunteer briefing for the July 4th, 2021 Emergency Operations Center activation. I want to take a moment to thank all of you for volunteering to be a part of this activation. Your support is essential to our operation. Whether you are an MRC, DHS, or CERT volunteer, we are so grateful to have you. During this briefing, I will give you some situational awareness for the 4th of July that has influenced Arlington's operations decisions. We will walk through the logistics of being activated. I will give you the information you need to feel prepared for an activation. I will address COVID-19 related to this activation, and we will review the roles that you may fill during the activation. Please take note of any questions you have and submit them in the form you received with this recording. Later this week, we will send out a follow-up email answering all of the most frequently asked questions. Arlington is preparing to support a potential mass evacuation out of DC by coordinating with internal and external partners. Staff and resources will be standing by in case of a swift activation. This will continue to be an evolving situation, and we will strive to keep you as up to date as possible, and we ask for your patience throughout this activation. For your situational awareness, we know the following about the planned events pertaining to the celebration of July 4th. The Independence Day Parade on the National Mall will take place on July 4th, starting at 10 a.m. The National Park Service will host the 4th of July celebration on the mall, with the day culminating in a 17-minute fireworks show starting at 9:09 p.m. There will be several road closures starting at July 3rd, with some remaining closed through July 8th. One closure to note is Arlington Memorial Bridge and Arlington Memorial Circle to and including Lincoln Memorial Circle. They will be closed from 6 a.m. to midnight on July 4th. In case of mass evacuation from Washington, D.C., Arlington has been planning the setup and management of an ESA. ESA stands for Evacuee Staging Area and is sometimes referred to as an Evacuee Support Area. The point of an ESA is to guide the flow of evacuees to facilitate a safe and orderly evacuation. Our ESA locations will be Virginia Highlands Park and Iwo Jima U.S. Marine Corps War Memorial. Our objective, if activated, will be to catch and release. What I mean by that is we want to funnel evacuees with no other means of transport out of the area and release them by providing them transport out of Arlington County and onto a site where they can arrange transportation to their final destination. Our first priority is to direct people to rideshare and public transportation options so that they can self-evacuate. By public transportation, I mean the metro. And when I say rideshare, I'm referring to Uber and Lyft type services. On the day of July 4th, all volunteers will be on standby. The EOC operational hours will begin at 4 p.m. on July 4th and go through 7 a.m. on July 5th. You may be activated at any point while on standby, and your shift length at the ESA is subject to change depending on the needs of the site. Your volunteer coordinator will provide more information about shift length and timing as needed. As I stated before, all volunteers will be on standby from home or their chosen location on July 4th. You will be assigned to a specific ESA and will be given a pre-assigned role prior to the 4th. You will also receive a job aid sheet to assist in your understanding of your role's objectives. Notification of activation will come by phone in either text or alert format. DHS will be notified by Caitlin, CERT will be notified by Lucia, and MRC will be notified by Christina. All volunteers will congregate at Sequoia Complex Garage for transport to the ESA in Arlington buses. Arlington is providing free parking and transportation to the ESAs for those who would like to utilize it. The parking lot is the Sequoia Parking Garage at 2100 Washington Boulevard. As you can see on the map, the garage is in the middle of the complex with the automobile entrance indicated by the yellow star and the pedestrian entrance indicated by the orange star. Arlington County buses will pick up volunteers and bring them to their assigned ESA. It's important to note that the garage will be closed on July 4th. but we will have staff positioned at the garage entrance with an access card to assist with entrance and exit of volunteers without access. If you arrive before the staff, please be patient. You are welcome to walk to your assigned ESA if it is convenient for you, but we strongly advise against planning to drive and to park directly at one of the ESAs. If activated, volunteers will need to check in at the ESA. If you are parking at Sequoia Garage and taking Arlington buses to the ESA, you will be dropped off right near the staff check-in point. If you are walking, you will need to report to the staff check-in point upon arrival. The check-in point for the Virginia Highlands Park ESA is at Virginia Highlands Park parking lot entrance, right off of South Hayes Street. When you check in, you will receive any necessary supplies for your role. You can see a picture of the park entrance on the screen. The check-in point for the Iwo Jima Memorial ESA is at the Netherlands Carillon off of the North Marshall Drive. This area is marked by the bell tower that you see pictured on the screen. When you check in, you will receive any necessary supplies for your role. This is a map of the Virginia Highlands Park ESA. On the map, you can see the intended layout of the ESA with the flow of evacuees indicated by the blue arrows. Evacuees will enter into the unscreened area, go through a screening process, be given a wristband indicating that they have been screened, and then pass into the screened area where they will receive treatment if needed and wait to be taken by bus to the state transfer point. This is a map of the Iwo Jima Memorial ESA. Like the last slide, on the map you can see the intended layout of the ESA, with the flow of evacuees indicated by the blue arrows. Evacuees will enter into the unscreened area, go through a screening process, be given a wristband indicating they have been screened, and pass into the screened area where they will receive treatment if needed and wait to be taken to the bus to the state transfer point. We are a few days out from July 4th, so the current weather predictions may shift before then, but current weather predictions show a high of 80 degrees and a low of 65 degrees, with around a 30% chance of precipitation throughout the day. It will be important to dress for the weather if activated. We recommend dressing in loose, moisture-wicking clothing. Long, loose layers are the best for the sun and the heat protection. They keep you cool, safe from sunburn, and allow you to stay comfortable throughout the day. We also recommend wearing a hat, sunglasses, and sunscreen for additional sun protection. There is a 30% chance of rain, so bringing a rain jacket and wearing comfortable waterproof shoes is also advisable. Managing the heat will be the most important aspect of maintaining your well-being if activated, and we have a few tips to help ward off heat-related illnesses. We recommend you hydrate with lots of water and electrolyte sports drinks and avoid alcohol, caffeinated, and sugary beverages that do not adequately hydrate you. Try to eat many small, nutrient-dense meals instead of a few larger meals. Take breaks out of the sun when possible to help keep yourself cool. And please make sure to check in with yourself and others about how you were feeling and be on the lookout for heat-related illness. Take a moment to look at the image on the screen, which notes the symptoms of heat-related illness so that you are aware. We recommend that you prepare for the activation the day before by packing a go bag. Please note that you should be prepared to carry your bag with you at all times. Your go bag should include a yellow vest. This would be for CERT volunteers only. Any personal medication that you may need, a personal identification card, and your Arlington County ID if you are an employee, your credit or debit cards, cell phone or charging bank and charging bank, hand sanitizer, a cloth face covering, snacks, a water bottle, and an optional cooling items. That could include a personal fan, a cooling towel, or anything along those lines that you typically bring with your hot weather gear. Please do not bring any weapons or lighters with you, and please be aware that any bag that you do bring will be subject to search before you are permitted onto the ESA site. I'm now going to go through a few FAQs for more information. So what if you need to take a break while at the ESA? We will be utilizing a floating staffing system so that volunteers can take breaks when needed. Please never leave your post unattended and communicate with your supervisor if you need a break. Will there be food and drink available to me? Granola bars and water bottles will be provided if you are activated. Will there be any access to restrooms? The ESA both have bathroom access, either by porta-john or by other park facilities. What personal protective equipment should I wear? Per Arlington County guidelines, a face covering should be worn and social distancing should be observed when at the ESA. We advise that you bring your own cloth face covering. There will be disposable surgical masks available on site if you do need those. How will we maintain social distancing at the ESAs? We will be following CDC guidance related to COVID-19. Staff, volunteers, and evacuees will be outside in open air spaces most of the time. The site management team will do their best to monitor that mask and social distancing guidelines are maintained on site. Will hand sanitizer and cleaning supplies be available at the ESA? Yes, there will be extra PPE, hand sanitizer, and cleaning supplies available at each ESA. Please maintain your own personal preparedness by bringing your own mask, hand sanitizer, and other disinfecting supplies to use as needed. What if I feel sick on July 4th? If you or a member of your household are feeling sick in any way, please stay home and alert your volunteer coordinator as soon as possible that you will no longer be able to volunteer. On site, there will be a large number of volunteers and staff working to keep the ESA operating seamlessly. Understanding the grouping and organization of all of these individuals will help make your job easier. Vest color will really help to determine this. White vests indicate site leadership, such as command and general staff. Safety green vests indicate medical or safety-related roles. Red vests indicate mass care services, such as feeding, behavioral health, and family assistance. Yellow vests indicate the movement of people, such as people who would help with directions of go this way, or this is how we need you to move through these lines, or here's where you can find the bathroom. Purple pennies will indicate additional assistance or support services, and green pennies will indicate logistics. When your role is assigned, you will receive a job aid. You can see an example of a job aid on the screen. The job aid will provide you all of the necessary information you need to be successful in your role. They include information on your position assignment, reporting structure, the mission, your uniform, equipment and supplies, upon arrival directions, ongoing responsibilities, and end of shift responsibilities. Along with the job action sheets, you will receive all necessary supplies to adequately fulfill your position. Along with the supplies listed, if you are able to speak a language other than English, you will receive a language armband. The color will help evacuees know who to approach if they feel more comfortable communicating in a language other than English. On the screen, you can see a volunteer with a white stripe on their left arm. This is an example of an armband. A red armband indicates a Spanish speaker, a blue armband indicates a Mongolian speaker, a purple armband indicates an Arabic speaker, and a white armband indicates other languages. Now I'm going to go through the various roles that you may hold if activated. As I talk through these roles, we will cover reporting structure, the role mission, and equipment and uniform requirements. Please take note if your position requires a radio, as the radio training was included in the email with this briefing. Even if your position does not require radio, I would still recommend watching the training and familiarizing yourself with the radio operations. Perimeter staff. They report to the pre-screening unit leader. Their mission is to coordinate with public safety personnel, maintain the safety and security of the ESA, direct people to the appropriate area at the ESA, or use signage for directing people. Reception staff. They report to the pre-screening unit leader. Their mission is to greet evacuees as they arrive on the pre-screened side. answer general questions, explain the ESA site process, and facilitate bag checks with the public safety personnel. Ensure that evacuees entering and leaving the ESA go through security checkpoints if required and needs assessment process. Greeting and triage unit leader. They report to the site operations leader. They greet evacuees after passing through security checkpoints and connect them with appropriate respite or transportation services. Greeting and triage staff report to the greeting and triage unit leader. Their mission is to greet evacuees as they arrive, distribute handouts, answer general questions, explain the ESA site process, and direct to respite areas. Triage evacuees requiring medical aid or additional assistance, and monitor the respite areas to maintain a safe environment for evacuees. Respite unit leader. They report to the site operations leader, and their mission is to coordinate mass care services for evacuees. Feeding staff. They report to the respite unit leader, and their mission is to manage canteen operations on site, providing refreshments, hot drinks, and snacks to evacuees as needed. Behavioral health staff. They report to the respite unit leader. Their mission as mental health specialists, they assist evacuees as they cope with the aftermath of a tragedy, including the stressors and frustrations of site operations. They provide behavioral health support to evacuees experiencing trauma and anxiety due to the event. The family unification staff report to the respite unit leader as well. Their mission is to coordinate reunification for unaccompanied minors and other evacuees who are separated from their guardians. Medical support staff. They report to the respite unit leader. Their mission is to provide basic health and medical support to evacuees and staff when needed or arrange for additional care. The exit unit leader. They report to the site operations lead. Their mission is to coordinate registration and movement of evacuees while boarding transportation assets. Flow control staff. They report to the exit unit leader. Their mission to ensure steady and safe throughput of evacuees through the ESA to the public transportation assets, to answer general questions, explain ESA site process, and monitor group behavior, maintain order and calm in the queue. Registration staff. They report to the exit unit leader. Their mission, register clients to develop a manifest before boarding transportation assets. The additional assistance unit leader reports to the site operations lead. Their mission, provide support to evacuees with access and functional needs. The additional assistance staff reports to the additional assistance unit leader, and their mission is to provide support to clients with access and functional needs. Floating staff, they report to the additional assistance unit leader, and their mission is to provide general staff and evacuee support, ensure the site is monitored for evacuee needs, COVID-19 safety compliance, and general safety. Support site operations through a variety of tasks as needed. Site maintenance staff report to the site logistics lead. Their mission, to ensure clean, sanitary facilities on site are maintained, such as trash receptacles, hand washing stations, and restroom facilities. Logistics staff. They report to the Deputy Logistics Section Chief, and their mission is to coordinate supplies and equipment for staff and evacuees. The pre-screening unit leader. They report to the site operations lead, and their mission is to coordinate evacuee movement before and at the screening checkpoint. Staff check-in unit leader. They report to the ESA site manager, and their mission is to coordinate and support volunteer staff, manage on-site volunteers, ensuring that they are following proper accountability procedures and receive just-in-time training in order to perform their duties, and keeping an account of all roles that are filled and vacant. Check-in staff. Staff check-in unit leader. Check-in staff report to the staff check-in unit leader. Their mission is to assist with the coordination and support of staff, help manage on-site staff, ensuring that they are following proper accountability procedures and receive just-in-time training in order to perform their duties, and keep an account of all roles that are filled and vacant. This concludes our briefing. If you have any questions or comments, please remember to use the feedback link that was sent with this recording to submit them. We will send out an FAQ email later this week addressing submitted questions. If you are unaware who your coordinator was for this activation, please take note now. Again, thank you so much for volunteering your time. We could not do this without you.